Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to On3. What we're going to do today is make a sheath for my Fisker's axe, my El Cheapo Fisker's axe that I've had for over a decade now and used and abused, and it's still going strong. If you're one of those purist bushcrafters out there, you don't like it because it has a plastic handle and you can't replace it in the woods. However, I have overstruck this thing plenty of times on hardwoods and I've never cracked or damaged the handle in any way. It's been floating around the bottom of my toolbox for a long time, and this exposed edge just gets dull from time to time, banging up against the side of it and things like that. So I'm going to make a sheath for it, and it'll keep the edge a little bit sharper, a little bit longer for me in the back of my toolbox. So I'm a big fan of using what I have. I like using the tools that I have, and I like using the materials, the scrap stuff that I have laying around to make things that I can use on a daily basis. I really enjoy making my gear. It's something that I've always kind of liked doing. And I'm going to use an old piece of PVC pipe today to make the sheath. I'm going to use a heat gun to heat it up, make it soft and malleable, and so I can form it exactly to fit that Fisker's axe of mine. So now that I've got it cut to length, the appropriate size to fit my axe head, all I need to do is cut one side of it, cut it right down the middle here. That way I can open it up and make it into a flat piece. I've cut it down the middle, and now when I heat it up with my heat gun, I'll be able to spread it apart and flatten it out. All right, now that it's getting kind of soft and malleable, I'm going to try to flatten it out a bit. Squish it down flat a little bit. It's going to take a few times to reheat, and form it to get flat. But what I can do is I can tighten it up in my vise a little bit. And as it cools, it'll start to take the shape that I'm looking for. So that's pretty close to kind of what I'm looking for. It's not quite there yet, obviously, but as I heat it and reheat it and shape it a little bit more, it'll start to look a little bit more like what we're after. So my wife has left me. Not forever. She's left me for the week. So for the next 3 weeks, she's going to be gone all through the week, Monday through Thursday. Yeah, Monday through Thursday. And just come home on the weekends. So I'm a single dad Monday through Thursday. And it'd be rough. It'd be rough to be a single parent. I have a lot of respect for those single mothers and single fathers out there. It's a big job. It's hard to keep up with everything. I've got 3 little ones, and I mean it's full-time go. Get them up at 6 in the morning, get them on the bus, off to school. I head to work, hurry home to get them off of the bus. Homework, dinner, back to bed, restart. There's not a lot of free time going on. What? Of course. Come right back outside though. Yes? No. I'm gonna make dinner. I'm gonna make dinner as soon as I'm done out here. No, you cannot have a snack. Sure, but you have to come right back outside. Yes, but you have to come right back outside. So I'm forming it around the axe head now. And what I'm gonna do, after I get it kind of form fitted to the best of my ability, I'm going to use the vise and I'm going to pinch it right here and close it off tight. And I'm going to pinch the entire bottom. I'll pinch it right about there and close that off solid. And I'll pinch just the tip here. That'll make more sense in a second. Nice and snug. shape the top while I'm doing it.
Scarlett, I don't even have an axe.
You don't?
No.
Why not?
Because you didn't give me one.
Oh. Well, you can use an axe with me near you, watching you, under close supervision. But I don't think I'd let you just go off with an axe yet.
Ow, it's hot.
Yeah, it's hot. I'm using the heat to shape it.
What heat?
This heat gun here.
Ow, it's hot.
It's gonna melt, bud. Don't do that. Nope, not anymore. We want to keep it right about there. We don't squish it too much. Just a little bit so it holds its shape, and when it cools down, it'll be hard, and we'll keep the shape of the axe. I force my kids to stay outside and play 90% of the time. Why are you saying,
I don't want to.
Well, too bad. Oh. Jeez, kid. That almost took me out.
How can you feel it with the glove? Dad, can I touch it with the glove on?
Yes.
Let me touch it. I can't even feel it.
Yeah, it's too bad with the glove on, huh? All right, so we're starting to get to the point of finishing it up, and it's taken on its basic shape. Use the grinder to shape it, round off the edges and get it a little bit closer to the finished product. I've got this imperfection here, and it doesn't really matter, and it's not affecting the usefulness of the sheath, but it's driving me crazy. So I've got to try to get that little bit of a kink out of there and straighten it out so it looks more like this side here. That's better. So now it's a little bit more uniform, and it just makes me feel better about it. Now all we really need to do is drill a hole here and here. Then I'm gonna put a strip of paracord through, and that's what's gonna keep retention on it and allow it to stay on the sheath and not fall off. It stays on pretty good by itself, just friction fit, but that's gonna ensure that it won't fall off. And I'll just use probably this scrap piece of paracord right here to get it done. So I was saying how I like to use the materials I have. I don't like going out to the store and having to buy things very much. I really think it's fun. I mean, I am cheap, frugal, but it's not just that. I just like repurposing and reusing things that I can find, or just scrap extra things, you know. Like this sheath. This entire workbench actually that I'm working on right now is made essentially out of driftwood. I used to live on the lake, and I called the cove Treasure Cove because every time it stormed or lots of wind picked up, things like that, all kinds of stuff would just drift ashore. And I'd find lumber, big, huge, full planks of lumber. You know, these are 2x8s, you know, full 8, 12, 16 footers sometimes would drift ashore. And I even found a canoe once. A canoe washed all the way up on shore, had a couple little dings in it. It was a fiberglass canoe, a couple little holes, but I patched them up and had a brand new canoe. I left it out on the dock After I fixed it, mind you, after I fixed it, I left it out on the dock in proud display. And hopefully somebody that owned it would come along and be like, hey man, that's my canoe. And it was fixed and repaired for them, but no one ever claimed it. So I've been riding it for a couple years now. Actually, like 4 years now. But anywho, I'm nearly finished with this project. I'm gonna drill a hole here in this top corner. Probably right about there. Let's go ahead and drill all the way through. So I think we're looking pretty good. The sheath is turning out nice. Snaps on there really well, just like a Kydex sheath would. Doesn't come off, doesn't shake off. I'll run it through. The only issue with this design that I have here is that you've got to make sure you don't cut the paracord with the axe, but as long as you're careful putting it on each time, it's not that big a deal. So I just take here, and with the point of the axe, I push the paracord up and then slide it in like that, and then you're not in any danger of cutting it. But even if you did cut it, it's not that big a deal. You just put on a new piece. Just gonna do a simple overhand knot. And the trick is to get it adjusted just right where it's snug and won't fall off, but not so tight that you can't pull it off the end over the end of the pole. There we go. And now there is no possible way that can come off until I take that up and over the edge of the pole. So I'll just cut that a little bit long and then melt the ends so I have something to hold on to and I can get it off there. I also made this knife just out of an old Sawzall blade. There we go. So that is a finished sheath and is ready to rock as is. However, it's not very tactical. So I'm gonna give it some camo paint and really jazz it up. Just gonna rough it up a little bit so the paint sticks a little better. Not attempting to get this perfect because it's just gonna get scuffed off anyway. Screaming in the background. That's pretty much what the On3 habitat sounds like on a regular basis. Those are completely natural sounds. Sounds of the wild. And when you're a parent, all of you out there that are parents, you know, you can tell the cries, the difference in the cries, the real cries, the angry cries, the oh crap, I'm hurt cry. Listen. That's not a I'm hurt cry. That's my brother is picking on me and I'm upset. I gotta cry. I'm gonna put a base coat of black on there. I take a fern as my stencil here. Get a real nice camo pattern going. This is a tan color. Hey, Squirt. You want to help?
Here.
Let me help. All right, I'll push the button, you hold the can. Ready? Set. Oh yeah. All right. Not so close, way further away. There you go. You missed. You missed. That was good, now hit this side. Good, that's enough. Oh, that's real close. A little bit of run on there, but that'll work. Looks great, Princess. Looks super tactical. All right, guys, so here's the finished product. A nice tactically painted sheath for our old trusty Fisker's axe. Probably get more thumbs down and then thumbs up on this one based on it being a Fisker's, but I just don't care. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.